So it looks like we've started. So welcome again. Um, welcome again, Miss Dorsey Walker. We appreciate you. And just so you know, we have basically 4 questions. And so we're going to start this evening with us sharing with you that if you could just take the first 3 or 4 minutes of this time, and we're gonna try and keep you guys tightly to the time schedule that we have. Um, but it might not be absolute, but we'll give you a signal to kind of wrap up. But your first 3 or 4 minutes, please introduce yourself. Let us know why this position is of interest to you, and try to include in your presentation to us what motivated you to serve on the Board of Elections at this time, and what professional or community experience best prepares you for this role. Your mic is on mute.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Dr. Woods, members of the Baltimore County Democratic State Committee, and members of the public. My name is Linda Dorsey Walker, and I'm honored to come before you today as a candidate for the Baltimore County Board of Elections. This year marks the 32nd year since the first year I was elected to the Baltimore County State Central Committee. Over these 3 decades, I've had the privilege of serving people of District 10, District 11, and now District 11A across those 8 terms. And I also twice represented Maryland as a delegate to the Democratic National Convention. But my commitment to democracy, it started long before I ever held office. You see, I'm a child of the civil rights movement. I helped to integrate schools in Baltimore, and at age 9, I joined the protest to desegregate Gwynn Oak Park, an event that helped lead to the creation of the very first Human Relations Commission in the United States. Those early experiences taught me that democracy is not abstract. It's lived every day. It has to be protected. And it has to be strengthened, but only when every person has equal access to participate. I carried that belief as a teenager, working the polls at age 16 as a college student, registering voters in Massachusetts, Illinois, and Ohio, and later as an election judge in Baltimore City. More than 31 years ago, I worked with the Baltimore County Board of Elections director. Her name was Doris Suter. I'm going to say that name again, Doris Suter. I say her name because she helped me create, she allowed me to help her create a voter information manual. I used to come over and visit her frequently and ask questions. And she said, sit down, help me develop a voter information manual for new voters that were high school students and new citizens. And that manual was shared throughout every high school in Baltimore County for 6 years until it became a little too expensive to print. So it started there. My work is also focused on expanding access. I hope to overturn the state law that formerly barred incarcerated individuals from voting. And for years, I used to go on the radio and do community outreach to inform returning citizens of their restored rights. In 2020, when Baltimore County failed to submit a timely purchase order for ballot drop boxes, I intervened directly with the county leadership, and the result was, instead of having only 11 drop boxes in Baltimore County, we purchased an additional 31, bringing us up to 42. I also recommended the installation of cameras at every Dropbox site for Baltimore County, and this year it has become the rule for the entire state of Maryland. Beyond that, I will tell you that beyond elections, my professional career has been such that I've been rooted in public service the whole time. I was lucky enough to occupy a lot of high level positions as a deputy executive director for the state of Maryland, director of adult services for the state of Maryland, and human resources, overseeing 14 statewide programs and a staff of 800 individuals. I've drafted 24 from scratch, 24 successful pieces of legislation, including one bill that created the Maryland Department of the Environment. I've managed multi-million-dollar HUD programs that led to healthcare facilities um, uh, being ready for JCO. And also I've done some international healthcare consulting in Nigeria and opened one of the newest hospitals, Airment Medical Center in Nigeria. Most recently, as you all know, I chaired the For More for Baltimore County ballot initiative. It was a historic effort. Thank you, all of you who participated. And it helped to expand the county council, not by the four we had hoped, but certainly by the two that we now have added. The
20
work required
seconds.
deep knowledge of redistricting. So why do I want to be appointed? Because I believe I have the rare combination of experience, availability, and proven commitment. I think I'm the most qualified candidate. If you review my list of all my different election experiences, I think you will agree that it is significant, tangible, and covers a wide range of areas. I've spent decades in working with BOE staff. They know me. I live just 5 minutes away from the site. And so I'm available, I'm accessible, and I'm ready to start the job after almost 32 years. So with your help, please go back, review my materials, my resume, my application, everything, and please give me a look see. And I think I'll do you proud. I'm passionate, as you know, and I'll be just as passionate and committed there as I have been for these 32 years with the Central Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dorsey Walker, for responding to my question. You will have 3 other questions. Please know that we'll have to keep it close to 2 minutes because we're a little bit beyond your time right now. So if our next person could please, Dr. Campbell, if you could please ask the next question. And Miss Amanda, I'm going to ask you if you would log off for a moment and come back in about 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Dr. Campbell.
Okay, hi Linda. The Board of Elections is entrusted with administering fair, secure, and lawful elections. How do you define election integrity and how would you uphold it, especially if you are faced with political pressure or public criticism?
Okay, let me share this with you. I have been part of the canvassing portion of the election, which many people never get to be part of for decades now. My very first time being part of canvassing was my very first election, that primary election. There was a recount that was asked for by one of the candidates. And I was invited to be a observer and got to be very close with the staff then. And I got to see the intricacies from the inside, step by step by step, of how the ballots were handled, how security was maintained, how there was separation of ballot styles, and a clear understanding on everyone there of the need to make sure that nothing could be questioned. I've continued going back after every single election cycle. I'm there for days after the election. Some of you have seen me there. And I'm there during that canvassing period. And I think I have a really good grasp of what it takes to do it. When you serve on the Board of Elections, that second part of it makes you a member of the Board of Canvassers. So you go from being just a Board of Election member to being a Board of Canvasser member.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dorsey Walker. Mr. Sheets?
Good evening. Hi, Linda. My
Hi.
question for you is election administration often involves long hours, tight deadlines, and unexpected challenges such as equipment issues, staffing shortages, or disputes at polling sites. Can you describe how you would approach problem solving in a high pressure election environment?
Been doing it all these many years. Um, Everyone knows that I put in unbelievable hours. I've worked no less than about 12 hours every single election every day. That's just while the polls are open. Well, from 7 to 8, so it's 13 hours. And then I stick around afterwards while the vote is being counted, tallied up, and the equipment is being packed to make sure that during the most critical phase, where sometimes people question the integrity, to make sure that nothing goes awry. As a result of that, because I started questioning why it is that some people, they were rushing to try to get out, and some people were uncomfortable with moving the equipment. Now they have a newly created position called the closer. That's a person that comes in the final 3 hours and they work with closing down the election site and making sure that all the materials are transferred from each one of the polling places, all 258 precincts and 194 polling places, to the actual Board of Elections. Previously, the equipment and the paperwork and so forth was spread out, maintained in various leased properties. Now, with the building having been moved, I'm glad to say, to Owings Mills, not by accident, we now have the opportunity to have all of that under one roof, as well as the staff.
Thank you so much. Now, your last question, and we'll be moving forward from this question.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore County is very diverse in race, language, age, ability. What steps would you support to ensure elections are accessible, inclusive, and trusted by all communities?
Well, I told you, I started off by working with a group of individuals that I was not personally involved with, and that was formerly incarcerated individuals. What I observed was that every election cycle, people would pull up to the parking lot and they'd let their wife and their child go in the building. And they'd linger behind and I'd ask, are you going in? And then sometimes those people would share with me that they had lost their right to vote when they were only 16. Sometimes there were other kinds of issues they were facing, physical limitations, and so forth. Over the years, the equipment was improved, access was improved. One of the reasons that you can now go into a polling place and take a seat or be moved to the front of the line was because for 3 election cycles in a row, I fought to have that done, and it was finally done. So if you're a senior or if you're a person with disability, you need not stay out in the hot sun at the end of the line. You come in, you're seated, and you're moved to the front of the line. I believe that we have to keep things fair, regardless of race, age, ability level, or any of that. And I've fought for all these years to make sure that everybody's right was respected.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Just a 1-minute wrap up. Can you do a 1-minute wrap up, and then we're going to move to the next candidate?
Okay, I'm really excited about the possibility of this being one of my last Central Committee meetings after all these years. I hope it will be, because I've given a lot to the Central Committee. I've worked to appoint a lot of people, bring them on, young people when we didn't have, I was the youngest person on the Central Committee and I wasn't even young. And people of different ability levels, people of different ethnicities, religions, sexual orientations. As the nominations chair, I fought to bring all those people. And when I see the diversity that exists now, it's so different than when I came on and there were only three of us that were different, myself, Charles Arthur, and Senator Kelly. So I hope if this is giving me an opportunity to move over and up, that some of that legacy will live on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for applying. You will be hearing from us. I will tell you now that all of the candidates are eligible and all of the candidates will be moved forward. But what we do at the end of this cycle would be to rank preference for the office of the Secretary of Appointment. And with that being said, this is the primary reason for your interview. And we thank you for the information and good luck.
Thank you so very much. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Ms. Mummert. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
You are.
Is it okay if I call you Amanda?
Of course.
Good evening, Amanda, and welcome to Baltimore County Central Committee. We are in the process of doing interviews for our candidates for the vacancy on the Baltimore Board of Elections, Baltimore County Board of Elections. So we want to welcome you here to have a conversation with us. And so just to jump right into it, thank you so much for your application. We received your letter of intent, your resume, and your application. We want you to know that we have a really great cast of individuals who are applying for this position. And so we want to just let you know that we're going to start by sharing with you a few questions, and that is to assist our committee in deciding how you should be ranked for this candidacy. So will you take your first 3 to 4 minutes to introduce yourself? Let us know why this position is of interest to you. And please include what motivates you to serve on the Board of Elections at this moment and what professional or community experience best prepares you for this role.
As long as I can unmute myself, I'll be in business. So hi, my name's Amanda Mummert. I live in Dundalk. I have lived here for almost 17 years. I bought my house then, and we have stayed, and I'm so grateful to be able to afford to live in Baltimore County. I've been a licensed practical nurse for 20 years, and then I went back to school and I got a master's degree in nonprofit management. I currently serve as the executive director of the Down Syndrome Association of Maryland. This is my third time serving as an executive director, which I think is a little bit of what perhaps might help to prepare me for a role such as this. I deal with a lot of different people, personalities, backgrounds, donors, folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities all at once. And I'm the only full-time staff, so I'm really used to being busy and have a lot of projects. I'm coming into year 6 and I'm a little bit, not bored, but things are kind of similar to how they have been for the last few years. And so I'm just looking for a new challenge. And then I saw this opportunity and I thought that it might be a good way for me to learn more about all of the processes that go into place for our elections, and also hopefully to be able to help to uphold them in the future, because we know that there may be some challenges ahead. Let's like I said, I've lived here. I'm going through that checklist in my mind of what your requirements are. I'm over 21, I promise. And I've lived here for 17 years, and I'm a registered Democrat. I've supported the League of Women Voters for years and have helped to register people to vote, which was always really exciting. I've invited them into my nonprofit events, which is great. And then I've served as an election judge also. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Hi, Amanda. The Board of Elections is entrusted with administering fair, secure, and lawful elections. How do you define election integrity, and how would you uphold it, especially if you faced with political pressure or public criticism?
Excellent question. I think that integrity means that we follow our policies, and that even when faced with pressure, we refer to them if we have questions. We're not afraid to say, I will check. You know, there doesn't have to be anything rushed or hurried. We want to be thorough and ensure that we're following our regulations to make sure that we're doing what is required of us. I think even if there was pressure, I tend to be pretty level-headed and straightforward. I think that's a little bit of nursing background too. And so I don't anticipate that that would ruffle me too much. Again, being a director of a nonprofit also puts you in the spotlight, and you get all of the feelings from all of the people in all of the different ways. So I would plan to again refer to mentors and also our regulations. Done. Sorry.
Hi, Amanda. Thank you for applying. My name is Shannon. I'm an officer with the Baltimore County Democratic Party. My question for you is, election administration often involves long hours, tight deadlines, and unexpected challenges, such as equipment issues, staffing shortages, or disputes at polling sites. Can you describe how you would approach problem solving in a high-pressure election environment?
Sure. I would likely look for a buddy on this committee or two. And if something like that doesn't already exist, I would probably suggest that perhaps there's a mentorship program put into place. And I think usually the way that I handle high pressure challenges and staffing issues, you see that in nursing and nonprofits and big events also, is just being very straightforward and candid and honest about our needs and what we can do, reminding people about what's important, and that we're going to stick to our policies to make sure that we do the best job possible to get us to the outcome.
Thank you. Charlotte, you're muted.
Amanda, thank you again for those responses. You've done a really great job responding to us. As you know, Baltimore County is a fairly diverse environment in both race, language, age, and ability. What steps would you support to ensure elections are accessible, inclusive, and trusted by all communities?
That is an excellent question. I would come in with the knowledge that I do have with a disability advocacy lens, first and foremost, just because that's what I know and what I've done for nearly 20 years now. I would, listen as much as is appropriate and allowed, make sure that we're asking our community how they feel and what their experiences have been, and then making sure that we perhaps let people know what we're hearing and take action on it. There's some sort of feedback loop to make sure that the evaluation is, intact, that we're actually taking it back and making sure that we make the sites more accessible in some way according to what the feedback says. I would also say that we should cast a wide net for election judges to make sure that we have the most diverse opportunities possible. And help to advocate if that's within the realm of this committee. I would have learning to do to make sure that the ways in which we compensate people and or make sure that, you know, the shifts happen as accessible as possible. I'd probably use our demographics information through the census and the county to make sure that we're considering what areas have what languages available and things like that. But I would imagine that that's already covered by the Board of Elections.
Well, thank you so much. Those are some excellent responses. We appreciate you applying, and we wish you well on this process. All names will be going forward. However, the primary reason for these interviews are to provide our Central Committee with the ability to rank each of our candidates as we move to sending forth the nominations to the governor's office. So we will be in touch with you, and thank you so much for the application, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Good luck to y'all. Thanks for what you do.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me admit everyone that's out right now. Good evening, Ms. Richkus. Could you spend a moment on camera with us? Ms. Richkus? Good evening, Ms. Richkus. To everyone for just for a moment, Ms. Richkus is having a little bit of technical difficulty. She's trying to get on so she can speak with us. So just bear with us for a moment, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rickus is having some difficulty with her connection.
We go.
Okay, let's see. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to get on. Let me hang up the phone because I got this feedback on here. So just hold on one second.
Thank you.
All right. I think we have you now, Peter. Welcome,
Okay.
welcome, welcome. Sorry you had so many problems trying to get on with us.
Can I say? I'm here and really glad to be with you all this evening. Thank you so much.
Well, we will start out this evening having you take the first 3 or 4 minutes to introduce yourself. Let us know why this position is of interest to you, what motivates you to serve on the Board of Elections at this moment, and what professional or community experience best prepares you for the role. So we're going to give you about 4 or 5 minutes to chat with us about that.
Great. Again, thank you, Dr. Wood, and good evening to members of the Central Committee. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. And thank you for your service at a moment when the integrity and smooth administration of elections matter more than ever. I am seeking your recommendation and inclusion on the list forwarded to Governor Moore to fill the current vacancy on the Baltimore County Board of Elections. I understand both the governor's and the Central Committee's sense of urgency in filling this seat with someone who can hit the ground running and help reinforce public confidence at a critical time. And I think I'm that person. Professionally, I bring decades of senior leadership experience in both government and the private sector. I served for 4 years as Secretary of the Maryland Department of General Services, 6.5 years as Commissioner for the Port of Baltimore, and 4 years as Maryland's representative to President Obama's Intergovernmental Advisory Committee at the U.S. Trade Representative. Prior to state service, I spent more than 20 years in the private sector, ultimately as a senior vice president of a mid-sized international planning, design, and construction management firm. Across these roles, I have both led and served on teams with differing perspectives, but always focused on shared mission and public trust. What I believe is most relevant for this role and the basis for my ability to serve immediately or hit the ground running is my direct hands-on experience with elections. I have served as an election judge, worked as a poll worker, served as a poll watcher, including on the Obama voter protection team in Virginia during the highly contested 2012 presidential election. I have observed Baltimore County vote counting as a candidate's representative, and I was personally involved in the ballot initiative's signature collection and review, Vote for More. But in addition, I have also taught election judges through the program run by the University of Baltimore's Schaefer School of Public Policy. These experiences have given me a clear understanding of polling place operations, canvassing, certification, and the vital role the board plays before, during, and after Election Day. They've also given me the greatest respect for the outstanding work of our County Board of Elections and for the hardworking staff under the leadership of Director Rui Lavoie. I also understand that redistricting decisions can affect election administration. Having been actively involved in Baltimore County's last 2 redistricting cycles and having supported the work of the Governor's Redistricting Advisory Commission. Managing those impacts is another area where the board and staff must remain steady and focused on maintaining public trust. In this moment, I offer experience, readiness, and a steady hand. I understand the weighty responsibility this part-time role carries, and I'm prepared to fully serve when it matters most. I would be honored to earn your confidence and to be your first choice among the names you forward to the governor. Thank you. I welcome your questions.
Thank you so much, Peter. Dr. Campbell.
Hi, Peter. You kind of answered this question, but I'm going to ask it again anyway. The Board of Elections is entrusted with administering fair, secure, and lawful elections. How do you define election integrity, and how would you uphold it, especially if you're faced with political pressure or public criticism?
A very good question, because this is a fraught time. Our elections are the foundation of our democracy, and they must be protected. And I believe, and my experience tells me, it's through applying the law, the process, and fairness and objectivity. That is what will keep public confidence in the system.
Thank you so much for that response.
Good evening, Peter. Thank you for your application. The question I have for you is, election administration often involves long hours, tight deadlines, and unexpected challenges, such as equipment issues, staffing shortages, or disputes at polling sites. Can you describe how you would approach problem solving in a high-pressure election environment?
Thank you, Shannon. I'm used to high-pressure environments. I was working for Governor Glendening when Y2K happened, and everyone was very concerned about what would happen when we ran out of digits. And so it was all hands on deck 24 hours a day. I was Secretary of General Services when 9/11 happened. And as the landlord and real estate agent for all of state agencies and responsible for all state government buildings, I was the point person on so much of what was done to make our buildings secure from any future attacks. And so risk management is an important role that a board member can play. And it's a role that I've played frequently. It's a steady hand and judgment, reasonable judgment at the top that sets the tone. And it will be very critical in this upcoming election year. As to my availability for long hours, fortunately, I'm retired, and so my time is my own. And those of you who have worked with me know that I'm happy to work long hours. I do work long hours for things that I believe in. And I can't think of anything I believe in more than fair elections. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've given us some very critical responses and food for thought. And as you well know, Baltimore County is a very diverse community environment. And it's diverse in race, language, age, and abilities. And you've touched on that just a bit. What steps would you support to ensure elections are accessible, inclusive, and trusted by all communities?
I think the board must be responsive to those concerns. And there's room for improvement, frankly, in terms of accessibility of voting locations and drop boxes. And the board, through staff, has a role to play in making suggestions based on not only our own experience, but feedback that we can get from people like those assembled this evening, who are on the ground and understand what those issues are. It's listening to people and making that a recommendation, turning that into a recommendation, but understanding that there are constraints that are applicable with regard to staff, resources, budget, and so on. But I think with regard to resources, a board member can be a very effective advocate on behalf of the Board of Elections and the staff. And I'd like to see more of that, more voice of the members of the board fighting for additional resources so that our board and our elections operations can continue to be state of the art and employ best practices in every instance. Thank you.
You. Again, so much food for thought and wonderful responses to the questions that we've asked you. If I were to say, um, we'll give you an additional 1 minute to sort of summarize and pull together your last of your thoughts as we conclude your interview.
Appreciate that, Dr. Wood. Thank you very much. And thank you again for this opportunity and for your consideration. This is a part-time role, but as was indicated, it also has full-time responsibility at critical moments. And I'm prepared to meet that responsibility from day one. I appreciate the seriousness of the Central Committee's responsibility in this process. If selected, I would bring experience, judgment, and respect for the role, and I would work every day to uphold the integrity and the credibility of Baltimore County's elections. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. You've done a great job here. We appreciate you applying, and the best of luck to you in this particular event.
Thank you all, and good evening.
Have a good evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the Central Committee, we are charged with providing 4 names to the governor's office. However, we only had 3 candidates. When vetted, all 3 candidates met the eligibility criteria. If those of you who want to come back on camera want to come back, I appreciate it. You can come back on camera. Just please stay muted until called upon. I will ask that you do know and appreciate that this is a process that is being recorded and it is on YouTube. And so we're going to take the opportunity to do the last of this process. I'm going to ask Ms. Finn, are you here with us right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. In order to proceed to a preference ranking process, do you have all 3 names of our candidates that we have available to move forward? We are asked to move, thank you. We're asked to move 4 names forward. However, we did not have 4 applications. We only had 3, and we will move these 3 names forward because they are all eligible. What we need to do at this point is rank preference the individuals who have applied for this position. So as I write my letter that will go to the governor's office and to the office of the Secretary of Appointments, it will indicate exactly what we as a group collectively decide who should be first ranked, second ranked, and third ranked. So, Ms. Finn, I am going to ask you to do a roll call, and we'll go through the entire Central Committee of those who are here present and accounted for and are prepared to vote. And let me see. I am more than sure we have a quorum. We do. We have what we need, more than what we need. So if you would just simply walk through our roster and provide each person with the opportunity to rank preference. Miss Linda Dorsey Walker, Miss Amanda Emmert, and Miss Peter Rickus. I would greatly appreciate that. And each person can identify for themselves how they would like to rank order the 3 of the individuals that interviewed with us this evening.
Okay, and you want me to keep tabs on
Please do. I have to report a tally.
voted for? Okay.
Yes.
Hold on. I was not prepared for this.
I'm sorry. That's my bad, Eileen, because I did not reach out to you to let you know that we would be utilizing that process for you.
So, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, just give me 1 second to set up a voting thing in the directory.
Shannon, do you have a question while Eileen is setting up?
Yeah, just a quick one. So mechanically, are we just going to go through and rank, like I'll say 1, 2, 3, and pick a candidate, and then we'll tally that as a 1, 2, 3, and then we'll add that up, and whoever has the lowest score is the first ranked? Is that how we plan to do this
No, who has the
mathematically?
highest score? Who has the highest score is first ranked.
Okay.
Who has the lowest score is third ranked.
So we would
So-
pick then like 3, 2, 1. Like our first pick would be a 3 instead of a 1.
Okay, so you are actually talking about a sum, and I'm talking about a number. So we are talking about two different things. So let me be clear. If, say, everybody on the central committee, I'm going to give you so that I don't bias anybody. I'll use my own name. So say Charlotte and Sally and Sue are the three people that are applying for this position. So if I want Charlotte to be 1 and Sally to be 2 and Sue to be 3, it's not the sum of the numbers, but how I rank them as being my preference for the first to get the position, the second to get the position, and the third to get the position. Now, if you want to do it by sum, we could do it in reverse and say the person with the highest number would get a 3. The second highest number would get a 2, and the lowest number would get a 1. So which is your pleasure?
I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know that I have a preference. I just wanted to make sure that that it was a little unclear how we were doing it. So I wanted to make sure that we set that up before we started voting.
Not a problem. Is it easier for you, Eileen, to do 1, 2, 3, or do a sum?
I think 1, 2, 3 would make
Would
more
work for you.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So we'll go through. So I'm going to do roll. And I have set up columns in the spreadsheet that I'll take out later, but so I have Linda, because I have them in order of how we interviewed
How they
them.
present it?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
have Linda first, Amanda second, and Peta. So it doesn't matter. I'll put the numbers next to the ones as you just tell me who your first choice is, second choice, third choice. Is it, and I'll put the
that's fine.
numbers. Okay. So Ed Kreiser, is Ed on?
Yeah.
I saw Ed.
Yeah. First preference, Peter Richkes. Second preference, Amanda Mummer. Third preference, Linda Dorsey Walker. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Corey Edwards.
All three were great, but my preference will be 1, Amanda Mumbert, 2, Linda Dorsey Walker, 3, Peter Richkes. Thank you.
You. Rosita.
Hello. My first preference would be Linda, second preference Peter, and third preference Amanda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Justin Holiday.
I didn't see his name, but let me just check the second page. I don't see his name.
Okay. Then Lakeisha Haas.
Lakeisha has informed me that she would not be able to attend the meeting this evening. So Lakeisha is excused.
Okay. Is Sandra here?
Ooh.
Sarkolis?
Sarkolis.
Cordolis.
I do not see her name on the roster within the Zoom.
Okay. Satish? No?
Is he around?
I do not see Satish's name within the roster.
What about Nina?
Nina isn't here.
I do not see Nina's name within the roster. So
Amanda?
those are all absent. Amanda?
Hello.
Hi.
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 So 1, Linda Dorsey Walker, 2, Amanda Mummer, 3, Peter Richkiss. Thank you.
Thank you. Lisa and Jen?
Hello, this is Lisa and Jen. For first ranking, Peter Richkiss. For second ranking, Linda Dorsey Walker. For third ranking, Amanda Mummer. They were all great, so this was difficult to do.
Yes, I agree. Okay, Chuck?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. First would be Peter, second would be Amanda, and third would be Linda.
Okay, great. Thanks. Deli Okafor? Is Deli on?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Good evening,
You are?
everyone. So my rankings would be number 1, Linda Dorsey Walker, number 2, PETA, and number 3, Amanda.
Great, thank you. Shannon Sheets?
Yeah.
My ranking would be number 1, Peter Richkiss, number 2, Linda Dorsey Walker, number 3, Amanda Mummert.
Okay, Margaret Forte?
My first choice is Linda, second is Peter, and third Amanda.
Do Peter's first, Linda second, Amanda third. Brad?
Did you just you were just repeating what who said?
No, I just did my own vote.
No. Thank you, Eileen, for clarifying that because I was a little bit confused.
Sorry, I thought I said that loudly enough. That was mine.
Thank you.
Brad Croner? Is Brad on?
Brad was on. I saw his name. Brad, are you here?
Nope.
It doesn't look like he's any longer with us, but he was on earlier.
Shayla Brooks?
I don't see her name either.
Jen Dwyer? No?
Hold on one sec. Let me just double check one more thing. No, I do not see Jen.
Okay, Reg? I saw him on there.
Hold on, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 1 is Linda. Number 2 is Petra, and I think number 3 is Amanda.
Okay, thank you. All right, Danny?
First is Linda Dorsey Walker, second is Peter, third is Amanda. They were all great.
Okay, thank you. Jay DeLisi?
Jay was here.
Yeah,
He was just on. Just maybe he can't get his. He's still on. Maybe he can't get his mic open. Jay, we need your vote. Your ranking.
You can put it in the chat if you can't get off the.
We can come back to Jay. We'll remember and come back if he doesn't put it in.
Okay, Danita Tolson?
Hi, first is Linda Dorsey Walker, second is Peter, and third is Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda she's not voting. Tyrod Haynes?
I'll do Linda, Peter, and Amanda.
Layla Campbell?
Yes, Linda, Peter, and Amanda.
Noel Levy?
My first choice is Peter Richkiss. My second choice is Amanda Mummert. And my third choice is Linda Dorsey Walker.
Yeah, it's weird on.
Yes, all were excellent applicants. Congratulations to all. My first choice is Peter Richkiss, second, Linda Dorsey Walker, and third, Amanda Mummert.
Okay, great. Thank you. Reese.
I'm voting for Linda Dorsey Walker first, Peter Richkes second, and Amanda Mummert third. Thank you.
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Hello, everybody did really great tonight. But my rankings gonna go Linda Dorsey Walker, Peter Richkes, and Amanda Murmer.
Thank you. Jyoti.
Hello, everybody. My rankings in order are Peter Richkes, Linda Dorsey Walker, and Amanda Mummert in that order. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan. Susan Sandler.
Susan Lobus. I don't know that I saw her name.
Okay.
I'm double checking real quick, Eileen. I don't see her right now.
All right. Jim Kraft.
Jim also was on. Let me see if I see him. Maybe he can't get off of Zoom, off of mute. I know it. There he is. He's still on. Jim, are you on with us? Can you write in chat
Yeah,
if you
I got it. Okay.
Oh, you got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. First is Linda. Second is Peter. And third is Amanda.
Got it. Thank you. All right, Cheryl.
Peter, Linda, Amanda.
Great, thanks. Virgil.
Hi, Eileen. My votes are Miss Richkes, Miss Mummert, and Miss Dorsey Walker in that order.
Got it. Okay, John Stanek.
My ranking is first Peter, second Linda, third Amanda.
Okay. Charlotte.
Go last, Eileen.
You're gonna go last?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Sharita.
Who?
Sharita.
I see her name on here. I don't think she's on.
Okay. Shazia.
Peter, Linda, and Amanda.
Okay, thanks. Ian.
Peter, Amanda, Linda.
Bishop. Bishop Chapman.
He was also on. I hope he didn't get off. Let me look, see if I see his name again. Do not see it in this moment. He may have dropped off.
Okay.
Oh no, he's here.
His name is there.
Bishop, can you unmute? Okay, let's move on. He'll be another one like Jay.
Well, that's the end, so we're back to you.
Okay. Jay Jalisi, are you present? Can you tell us your vote? Can you, at least if you can't talk with us because you can't unmute, can you put it in the can you put it in chat? Jay Jalisi.
This is Lisa and Jen. Maybe somebody could send him a text message.
That's a good idea, Lisa and Jen. Thank you. I'm going to go Linda, Peter, Amanda, Eileen. That's for me.
Wait. What did you say, Linda? Peter,
Linda,
Amanda?
Peter, Amanda, and Bishop Chapman, Barry Chapman. We need to send him a note too, it seems.
Okay.
So in the case of how we tallied this time with the ranking as 1, 2, 3, 1 being my first choice, 2 being my second choice, 3 being my third choice, the lowest score would be the person who would be first preference. The second to the lowest score would be our second preference, and the highest score would be our third preference. Does that make sense to everybody? Mathematically, does that make sense to everybody? Anybody objecting to that? Okay.
Madam Chair, given that we have ranked choice, we have voted by ranked choice, should we not eliminate the person with the lowest votes and transfer their preference? That's
No.
that's what
No.
Robert's rule suggests.
No,
No.
because we're supposed to hand in four names, and we only have 3.
Yes.
So we're gonna stay consistent with just the preference voting and send all 3 names in. And I deliberately did not keep count because I trust Eileen will keep strict count. And I know that there's probably at least 3 other people on this Zoom call that was keeping count as well. So Eileen, do you need a minute to confer with your documentation?
Did you get Bishop's vote?
Yes. I'm sorry. Excuse me? Did somebody ask to be recognized? Did somebody ask to be recognized? From Reese Peak to everyone, Bishop's vote. What about Bishop's vote? We've tried to get both Bishop and Jay. And we can make one last effort at trying to do that. Let me see if I have their numbers because they are on this call. So we really need them to speak up if they have. I don't think I have the number in here. So I'm going to ask, oh, here's Bishop's name. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get a hold of Bishop. He's not responding. He is not responding. And do you have Jay Jaleese's number, Eileen?
Yeah.
Could you just quick dial him and see if you can get him on the phone? Because after these efforts that we're making right now, we're going to move forward with totaling the count.
Okay.
Caitlin, did you vote?
Caitlin can't vote.
Yeah, I can't vote.
Oh, you know what? I am so sorry, Caitlin. I thought you look, I don't put you on the central committee, young lady.
You're good. You're good.
Thank you, Cheryl, for that reminder. I guess it's time for you to do something, Caitlin. So while Eileen is finalizing the vote, I just wanted to say to everyone so I can close out after you are informed of what the vote count is. I just want to let everyone know that we don't have everyone that we normally invite to the meeting on the call this evening. So I would like for you to think about a couple of things for our next meeting. Hold on one second. Yes, Bishop. Linda, Peter, and Amanda. Linda, Peter, and Amanda. Is your mute not working on your computer? Okay. All right, no problem, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. Linda, Peter, Amanda. Okay, thank you. So that was Bishop and Eileen, and he said Linda, Peter, Amanda, in that order. He said his mute his mute button is not working. Delegate Jalisi, I see that your mute button has been removed. Would you like to give us your rank preferences?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
It is Linda, Amanda, and then Peter.
Linda, Amanda, and then Peter. So Eileen,
Yes.
did you get that? Linda, Amanda, and then Peter. Eileen?
Yes.
So you got Bishop and you got Jay?
No.
Okay, so Bishop wanted Linda, Peter, Amanda.
Okay.
And Jay wanted, Jay, you can tell her yourself.
Linda, Amanda, and then Peter.
Linda, Amanda, and then Peter.
So that was.
Yes. No, it's okay. We've already talked. I've already talked to him. Thank you. Okay. How we doing, Eileen?
We are tied.
Hello? Hey, Charlotte.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Bishop texted me his vote. He said he can't get through to you.
I'm sorry. We have already talked and the vote has
Oh,
already
cool.
been counted. Yes.
Oh, you
Thank
got Bishop? You got Bishop vote? Okay, good.
Yes, he called me. I got his vote. He told me what it
Okay,
was,
great.
and I reported it out.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. What do we have?
So I have Linda and Peter tied.
At what?
48 each.
Okay.
And Amanda was 78.
And that's how we'll report it.
Okay.
We can't ask for any additional votes. There's no one else here to add to the vote or take away. I've already voted. There's no tiebreaker. So with that being said, we will send it in as a first preference indicating a tie vote of the Central Committee between Linda Dorsey Walker and Peter Rickus, and Amanda as the third candidate. Okay, but there's a tie between our first preferences.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Is there any other questions, answers, or issues? I did want to just say, I wanted you to think about two things as we move into our meeting, our general meeting, which will be the third Tuesday of the month. And that is I want you to think about what priorities we should have for this year. I also want you to please come with nominations for second vice chair. And please have a discussion with the people that you are going to nominate to make sure that they are willing to accept the nomination. And then we'll have a vote on that night and move that that process forward. Okay, and then I see Cheryl's hand. Cheryl.
Yes, aren't we supposed to be voting for every board position?
No, not right now. This is an emergency special voting session because the Board of Elections had a resignation.
No,
just
I mean at the next meeting, because aren't all the board terms for 2 years?
based on our bylaws, the vote comes after the primary, which is June.
Right.
Okay.
We had an election last year, Cheryl.
Okay. Last year was if you're talking about officers, last year was a special, not last year before was a special election because of certain issues that happened within the Central Committee. All right.
Correct.
So I would like to offer that this year we will be having an election for all officers and all Central Committee members who are running for anything except Central Committee. Congratulations and the best of luck to each of you. But for those of you who want to run, you still have time to go ahead and submit your applications to run for the Central Committee again. Okay, so good luck to everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for participating in this process, dropping everything and making yourself available so that we can get this documentation to the governor's office as we were asked to do. And so thank you so much. And I appreciate every last one of you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Dr. Wood.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.